All right, hello everyone. So, Palm Sunday is tomorrow, so this is what we are doing for Sunday school. Um, Look what I found at our JBF sale last weekend or the other day. One of the roadies, I was so bummed when my old roadie got damaged in our basement. We have no floor, and the tar just seeped up and ruined it. So we had to get rid of it. I was so bummed. But now we have a donkey again, and so the kids are going to reenact Palm Sunday. And at our church, they do the procession with the palm branches, so they'll have real palm branches, and then we can act it out again in Sunday school. Little lambs. So I'm super excited about that, finding the donkey. We needed that. But if you don't have a donkey like that, you can also use like one of those stick horses or a fun noodle, things like that. Just get creative. We used a rocking horse the other week when I did not have this one. But anyways, our activities. I have a big purple egg. I use purple because of Lent. It's the color of Lent. And then inside, I found this beautiful file. This is on Etsy, so I did buy this on Etsy. But it's one of those homemade resurrection egg things. And so I'm just using that file that I purchased off of there, and I have 12 different ones. So normally you just put one in each of the eggs and you have 12 eggs, which is fun. But then this year I did it a little differently. I made a wreath last week with these. Actually, let me show you. One of my kids' wreaths is there, or is still here. Here it is. That's so cute. So it starts, with the Palm Sunday and the empty tomb. So I told the kid, or the teachers, like when they put it on, you want to try to do like if you look at it like a clock, the 12 o'clock would be the empty tomb, 6 o'clock the crown of thorns, and then the sponge and the cup would be your 9 and 3, and then those kind of hold the place, and then you can put the other ones in accordingly. So that was kind of an easier way to spread it all out. Also, I got one of those cardboard cutters, kind of like the Chomp Saw, except I have a different brand. Mine looks like a ladybug. It's cute. I discovered that I could just kind of like pierce the middle of the plate, and I could do like 5 at a time using that cardboard cutter, and I just stuck it in there and then got the circle down. So that saved my hand from a bunch of cutting, which I had always done just by hand in the past. So I have my cardboard cutter right here. Let's see. This is the one I have. Kidino something. I don't know. Kid safe power tools. But here. See, looks like a little ladybug. So cute. So that's what I used to cut the paper plates, and then we made wreaths for Holy Week. So we did that last week, and then for the older kids, this week I just did Oriental Trading, had a cute little wooden little resurrection scene, and we always have all the manger scenes. I think we need to get more resurrection scenes in houses, so it's one of those little wood ones that they can decorate and then put it up. I have it right. So this one from Oriental Trading. I don't have it put together right now, but there's a base and little notches, and then you can have Jesus in the front and the tomb in the back and the sunset in the back with those ones in the third row. So it's all different layers. So I am looking forward to that. I had the Little Lambs kids do that last week because I didn't get these sensory bottles done exactly the way I wanted them last week. So that is what I am going to show you today. Okay, so in my purple egg, I'm going to introduce these, and we have the different events of Holy Week. And then I like to make my own resurrection eggs. When I do it for a class, instead of having all 12 eggs, which I love having all 12 eggs when you do it at home or just as a whole group kind of thing. But when I'm making them for each of the kids, it's kind of hard to have a dozen eggs. So I use it as a sequencing activity also. So after we've been talking about Holy Week for a while, then I put in items, and then it's okay if you don't have 12 items, because you can just do however many you want to, depending on the age of your kids, and then they put them all in order and retell the story. So I like that when you just have one big egg. So for students, I do not the normal size eggs, but slightly larger, not this size. But this is my big, show it to the whole class one. But inside you can have little things. So I have a palm branch, and I found these little, this is actually made out of paper, but I found a bunch of these paper cutouts of palm branches on Amazon. So it was a pack of 100. So I got these. It's like table confetti kind of thing. So we have the palm branch for the start of Holy Week for Palm Sunday. And then I found these little like pirate coins, but I ordered them in silver because of the 30 pieces of silver that Jesus used to betray Jesus. When I put these in an egg, sometimes I use oyster crackers for Monday, Thursday. I did not want to do that I'm making sensory bottles, so I thought that would break. So I don't really have a really good Monday, Thursday one. I've also seen the rooster in some, and I did not have roosters, so we're not doing that one either, but that's okay. I just did, which is kind of the nice thing about these, is you can make them whatever you have. For when each student has one, and I don't do a sensory bottle, instead when they can touch all of them, because you have slightly older kids and it's not a choking hazard. I've done a cotton ball with perfume for when Jesus is anointed, and the perfume, and the lady, sometimes it's Mary, sometimes we read when it was a different woman, but with the anointing Jesus's feet with the oil and the expensive perfume. So anyways, we put that in there. I ordered these little crosses. They're little wooden beads, but that's kind of perfect. I gotten a box of like a huge bag of pebbles, and so the stones. Dice, I ordered a multi-pack of dice they cost slots for Jesus's clothes. A leather, I just ordered faux leather in a spool and just cut off little pieces. So that's what we have in there. And then I put a little Jesus in there for the resurrection. But even if there goes Jesus. But if you don't do, where Jesus went? Hold on. Found him. Okay, but if you don't do Jesus, that's fine too, because when the egg is empty, it's the empty tomb. I've done purple cloth, I've done white cloth, just whatever you have works. So anyways, that is one egg, and you can use that to introduce Holy Week or a lesson. Then here's another activity. And this is what I'm actually doing tomorrow. So I made one of these for all of my Little Lambs students. And I just used rice. I was kind of debating dyeing them. But then I just decided plain rice is fine. And I put all of those objects in here. And then I took a picture of all of my objects. And I removed the background and did that on Canva. And then I could make it into a list, and then I have the Bible verse, and then I just did the Avery label, and I stuck that on. But it's gonna get even better, because after I printed out all of these, then I was thinking like, oh, and there's a big space down here, so I could use that to write the student's name. And then I was thinking, do it like this: Jesus died and rose for, and then I'll write the kid's name right under here. So I wish I printed that on there, but that's all right, because I could just write it. but then it's just another reminder and a great way to put the kid's name on their bottle. So anyways, we have rice, and I hot glued the top on it so it's not going to be a choking hazard, and that is how we can get away with having all of these tiny small objects in here. So what I did, that printout that I got off of Etsy with these beautiful like watercolor drawings or sketches, just absolutely gorgeous artwork. I took that file, so there was one that came in the package where it had the words of what it was and then the Bible reference. I used that for out here so then people kind of know what to find in here. And then there was another page where it had just the image, and I printed that, and then on Canva I put I reversed it so then I could print it back to back, so it was two-sided, and laminated that, cut those out. And so I put all 12 of those little eggs in here, so you can see, like, there's the empty tomb, there's the dice. So these images are hidden inside here, so they can find those 12. Or, in addition, or they could find these items, which are the actual physical things. So that's kind of like another treasure hunt seeking thing. So look, there's the little Jesus. There's the coin, the silver little pirate coin. Little cross somewhere in there. There's the palm branch, so you can kind of see it. So anyways, there's the leather rope. So there's the stone. That's kind of fun. And then it's another reminder of Holy Week. All right, so my friend came over and she was helping me make these. And this is what she made for her twos class, which I love. So here's another idea. We are using the buy drinks. I can show you. I can reverse this. There's the box. These were on sale at Sam's Club this week, conveniently enough. And we found out that they were cheaper than buying bottles, just plain Sensory bottles. So they have been lovely, and they don't leak, because I actually bought Sensory bottles from online and they leaked last time I did it. So I actually preferred these. But my friend Katerina actually made one of these for every day in Holy Week. So let's see, the green one, she put like some green stuff, green glitter, things like that, for Palm Sunday. So that's a green one. So the kids can hold these and learn about it and talk or put it in order, things like that. So she did green glitter, some palm confetti, some puff balls, things like that. Okay, so then there's Sunday. Let's see if I can actually get this order, because I did not go through these with her first. So, oh, this is so cute. Look, she put farm animals in this one, and the colored beads are kind of like the money for Jesus in the temple, and he overturned the tables, and, so my Father's house is not a den for thieves. So they're the animals. Ah, so cute. Oh, and although there's a pig in this one. I doubt that there were pigs in the temple, because they were unclean. But anyways, still really cute. So we have that. Okay, then we have, let's see if we can get this order. Okay, this will be Easter. This is Good Friday. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we did Palm Sunday, and then the temple. It should be Monday. Tuesday, he was teaching. Well, I don't know. We have Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't know. We have different ones. Okay, so I'll have to ask her. But she has one with beads. I'm wondering if that's the 30 pieces of silver for Judas betraying Jesus, but I'm not sure. It could be something else. Correct me if you know. This one's really beautiful, like a gold one. Gorgeous. Not really sure what day that is. I'll have to ask her. This one I'm assuming is Monday, Thursday, because we have the red for the wine. That's cute, and there's some different beads and glitter in there. I guess red and wine, I'd assume. And then, oh my goodness, this turned out gorgeous. She has like the darker glitter, 3 crosses. Very dark. Beautiful for Good Friday. And then we have this for Easter Sunday. Yay! One thing I kind of like to point out, when you have the images and everything for Easter Sunday, the cloth, it looks so artistic and beautiful draped there, but I do also emphasize that Jesus made his bed, and Jesus folded the sheets, because that's just more evidence that it wasn't a grave robber. And I also kind of like pointing that out because Jesus took care of his things, and I like having that thought of like, oh, we make our bed in the morning, we can take care of what we have. When Jesus rose and he didn't need his burial cloths anymore, he folded them. And I feel like that just, I like to imagine that gives us more of an insight of his character, because that is beautiful. And we should aspire to be like that. And I do not like folding my clothes, but if I want to be more like Jesus, maybe I should fold my clothes more, or make my bed in the morning, things like that. And I think that's a good example. But biblically, it's more, we have the more evidence that it wasn't robbers, because robbers would not fold the clothes or fold the burial sheets like that. So whenever I see it draped so beautifully and artistically, I like to tell the kids, actually, Jesus made his bed. So one of those fun things. Let's see, what else? If we have time, we might read. I found this cute book. This one just for fun, and it's historical fiction. But that could be a fun one. I don't know if we'll have enough time for it or not. Probably not, but we'll see. You never know what happens and what we end up doing and what we don't. Yes. So anyways, happy Holy Week, or blessings on your Holy Week. And I hope this helps give you some ideas as you think about your lessons and as you teach. So there's our little look again at our sensory bottle. We'll see how they like it. All right. Have a great day. Bye.